speak. We didn't compare notes or anything like that. And through the years, it's funny because Trish and I don't look alike, but I can't tell you how many times we've showed up with the same gift for our mother. First, I want to thank you all for being here with us to celebrate Dad and a life well lived. The love we family feel from all of you in this room is palpable. The expression you all have given to us has just been very much appreciated and overwhelming. The dictionary defines myth as no evidence to prove an event or a person is based on real facts. But every story about our dad is based on real facts. The dictionary defines a legend as heroes who overcome obstacles. Our dad was a hero. He overcame obstacles. He was misdiagnosed when he was young. A simple pill could have changed his life's course, but being misdiagnosed, he was tortured and subjected to unimaginable situations. He could have been a bitter man. Instead, he was loving, giving, a cheerful man full of gratitude. A friend of mine said, I so admired Tom. He was a humble man, and being humble is the true essence of greatness. Being humble is the true essence of greatness. I think that really summed up our dad. Dad did not look for trouble, but trouble had a way of finding him. Dad was tall for his age, and people thought taking out the big guy in the room would give them a better stature. He had his share of bar brawls, bruises, and scrapes. If you've ever wondered why they say take this outside, it's because windows aren't cheap. Dad was from a different era. They were simpler times, but harder times. He grew up when people had outhouses, grew gardens, canned foods, quilted, wrung a chicken's neck for Sunday dinner, and saved the feathers for pillows and mattresses. And he also said, a little pinch of sugar in your cigarette when you roll it makes it even better. He had a good life growing up. Peaches and angel food cake signaled company was coming. Chocolate pie and his mom's cakes were always a welcome treat, and he could eat half a bucket of sorghum on his pancakes. He had the love of a whole pack of aunts and uncles, older brothers and sisters and cousins, who all had a hand in spoiling him. His brother let him collect change from the buses and go to the movies and buy vanilla malts. He loved to do that. He loved telling about his Uncle Ott, who was an awesome mechanic who souped up a car that enabled him to outrun the police. One night when the police got near, he backed into someone's drive, turned off the lights, hid down in the seat and watched the police whiz by. Then he pulled out and went home. He laughed when he learned that a highly waxed car showed butt prints at noon if you set a girl on the trunk the night before. He loved cars and trucks and tractors, and I know no one who logged more miles on a tractor than our dad. His yard and every neighbor's yard was mowed. And understand, they have acres. We all know he was no stranger to the bars or alcohol, but his love for Mom turned his life away from alcohol and onto a family path. She gave him a choice, the bottle or a family. And thankfully for us, he chose family. His love for his wife and us kids. He made our life solid. Hold on. It was a solid life with morals and a great, strong foundation. We 3 kids grew up knowing we were loved. He loved us fiercely. Growing up, randomly passing Dad in the hallway, he would stop me and pull me aside, and he would say, I love you with all that I am. I will trade my life at any time for you 3 kids and your mama. No question. My life for yours. Always know I love you. He was a protector. His love for Mom was unending. Their song and forever Dad's favorite song was always Last State by Floyd Kramer. We believe that unconditional, unfailing, devoted love for Mom is why he chose to leave us last Monday. He didn't want to burden her since he could no longer walk. He didn't want her last memory to be of him dying, and he did not want to die in their bed. The medical community agreed. He picked the terms, and that was Dad. He did things on his term in life and now in death. So many kids who grew up with me believed my dad was actually Superman. He had that lean 6'4" frame, broad shoulders matched only by that wide, white, flashy smile, a chiseled waist, and thick, dark, wavy hair. He was our man of steel. If he knew you, he looked after you. Patsy told me yesterday Dad saved her from being bitten by a rattlesnake. In the nick of time, he snatched her from being bitten as the snake was striking. If someone needed help, he was there. When a tornado hit our house, Jackie Andrews was walking across the yard. Dad threw Jackie on the ground and laid on top of him to protect him. If you needed advice, he was there. He was a people's person. He was both an artist and an artisan. His drawings were like photographs. His handcrafted knives were work of art. When he did something, it was accurate. Dad taught us to walk tall, hold your head high, and be who God created you to be. He taught us to never compromise your integrity. No one trusts a liar or a thief. You own your integrity, and no one can take that from you, so never lose that. Every person here today can close their eyes and recall a story that brings a smile to your face. Hold on to those memories. He loved you. So many say he was my favorite uncle, my favorite cousin, he was my best friend, he was my favorite neighbor, my coworker, whatever it is. And let me tell you, he genuinely loved every one of you, every one of us. I loved his sincere gratitude. He appreciated anything you gave him. A bag of candy was appreciated as much as any new item. That's another lesson we could all take from him. I heard when his parents were dating that his dad would ride a white horse to court Grandma. Dad was a spiritual man. He studied his Bible. I believe Jesus is coming soon, and the Bible foretells of Christ returning on a white horse, and there's a name written on his head that only Christ knows the meaning of. It speaks of warriors accompanying him into battle. They're coming into battle, and they all have words on their heads that are descriptive of Jesus. And in my mind now, I can see Dad joining the heavenly army, riding his horse, and integrity written on his head. Dad would want to see you again. He would want you to be there in heaven with him. He'd want to welcome you, and he wants to tell you some stories. So if you don't know Jesus, pray the sinner's prayer. Ask Jesus into your heart, because the hours are short, and make it a point to be in heaven. This is not the whole story. It's not nearly all 84 years, but it does tell you that he lived the full life in his dash. The time between 1938 and 2022, his dash was full. He was loved, and he loved. I think Dad loved these memories. I had started them some time ago, and as I wrote my thoughts, Last Date started playing on the radio.